And we welcome you to the Frostbank Center here in San Antonio, Texas. I am Vinny from vdubproductions. We're back with another NBA 2K26 presentation of my 2025-2026 season playthrough. We are in Game 4 of the Western Conference Semifinals featuring the San Antonio Spurs and the Los Angeles Lakers as we look at the starting lineups. First for the visiting Lakers, led by J.J. Redick, coached by J.J. Redick. We got Doncic Thomas at the guards, followed by LeBron and Hachimura at forwards, and DeAndre Ayton at center. And for Mitch Johnson's squad, we got Fox and Castle at shooting at the guards, Vassell Johnson at the forwards, and Wembanyama, who had himself a really great performance in real life in the Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals the other day. As you see, Lakers will win the tip with Doncic. Feeds it back over to Hachimura. Got Hachimura, and that's stolen by Wembanyama. Wembanyama feeds it over to Fox. Fox feeds it back over to Johnson. He'll shoot the two. That is no good. Doncic coming down with the rebound. Spurs lead the series 2-1 right now. Lakers took care of a really good Game 1. You see DeAndre Ayton. He'll get his first 2 points of the game. Averaging 9.3 points a game so far during the postseason. Johnson holding on to that one right now. Ayton did have 10 points in the Game 3 win, as you see Castle miss that one. Wembanyama will get the slam dunk. That's his first 2 points of the game. And we are tied at 2. That is worthy enough of the AT&T Connected Cam, by the way. AT&T, a proud sponsor of NBA 2K26. As Doncic will grab that over there. Harlan, Anthony Jefferson, and Allie LaForce will be the crew if we had game sound on, but no, you get me instead. LeBron James holding on to it, 10 on the shot clock. He'll shoot the 3. He'll drain the 3. That's his first points of the game. He had 27. He had a triple-double, actually, in that first quarter, or in that Game 3 loss. I think he has had 2 triple-doubles, actually, in this series so far. Castle coming around the layup. That's good, and it's 5-4. That's Castle's first 2 points of the game. Stephon Castle only averaged 12.9 points a game. You see, Castle actually had 11 points in that Game 3 victory when they came back from 12 points down to win by 6. Doncic, as you see, he has to shoot the 3. That is no good, but DeAndre Ayton gets the offensive rebound, finds it over to Hachimura. That's no good. Wembanyama grabbing the rebound. Wembanyama had 20 points and 21 rebounds. Second 2020 performance in the series so far. Johnson, he'll miss that one. Hachimura. Wemby actually had a 30-20 double-double in Game 1 in the real-life Western Conference Finals when they handed the OKC Thunder a loss. Not surprised there. I think that's going to be a really great series. As you see, Johnson will miss Thomas will miss that one. As you see, Fox. 15 on the shot clock here. 5-4. Lakers on top early on here in San Antonio. Fox feeds it over to Wemby. He'll shoot the 3. He'll drain the 3. Make that 5 points for him already. And the Spurs on top 7-5. They lead for the first time in this game as we're over 3 minutes into the game. Doncic. He'll shoot the jumper. That's no good. Wembanyama coming down with the rebound. Feeds it back over to Stephon Castle. Back over to Johnson. Johnson with the slam dunk. And very quickly a 7-0 run by the Spurs. And the lead is 9-5. We got Luka Doncic. He'll shoot the 3. That is no good. Wembanyama coming down with the rebound. No points for the Lakers in the last 2 minutes and 23 seconds and counting. Vassell feeds it back over to Wembanyama. It's already at 5. Make that 7 for him, and that's a 9-0 run. Here, and they have our first timeout of the game. We're going to take a timeout as well. 8:07 to play in the first. The Spurs leading it 11-5. As we're coming out of the timeout here, we look at the league leaders for rebounds a game this season. Victor Wembanyama averaged 18 rebounds during the season. I'm not sure if they're combining that as well as regular season and postseason stats, because sometimes those numbers do like to fluctuate. As you see, Hachimura getting ready to inbound as we're coming out of timeout. 20 on the shot clock. He'll feed it over to Luka Doncic. 15 on the shot clock, as I said. Got 10 on the shot clock for LeBron. LeBron coming around, he'll put the layup up. That's good. That's 5 for him, and that puts an end to that 9-0 run. LeBron James averaging 24.3 points in the first 3 games so far this series. You see we got 10 on the shot clock. De'Aaron Fox. He'll shoot the 3. That's no good. Wembanyama getting the offensive rebound. Castle for 3. That's no good. Wemby will get the offensive rebound and 1 as DeAndre Ayton called for his first personal foul. First team foul. And that's 9 points for Wemby already here in the first over 4.5 minutes of the game. 13-7 Spurs on top. The Spurs shot 10 of 13 from the line, 10 of 13 from the line, and they are 1 of 1 so far in this game. That's 10 for Wembanyama already. 14-7. Spurs on top. Part of a 12-2 run. LeBron for 3. That's no good. Johnson coming down with a rebound. Feeds it over to Wembanyama. He'll miss that one. DeAndre Ayton coming down with the rebound. Ayton had the foul on the last trip down on defensively. And there's Hachimura. He'll miss that one. Wembanyama coming down with the rebound. Back over to De'Aaron Fox, who had 42 points in Game 3. Pitches over to Johnson. Back over to Castle. Castle back to Fox. He'll shoot the 3. That's no good. Cam Thomas coming down with it for the Lakers. Feeds it back over to LeBron James. 15 on the shot clock. He'll shoot the 3. That's no good. Wembanyama coming down with a rebound. Feeds it back over to Keldon Johnson. 13 on the shot clock. Feeds it back over to Castle. He'll shoot the 3. That is no good. DeAndre Ayton coming down with the rebound. Feeds it over to Cameron Thomas. Thomas back over to Hachimura. He'll miss that one. Keldon Johnson coming down with the rebound. 6 on the shot, 6 minutes to play here in the first. Feeds it back over to Vassell. To Wembanyama. Wemby. That is no good. Thomas coming down with a rebound. LeBron James feeds it over to Luka Doncic. We got 15 on the shot clock. Doncic. He'll shoot from inside. That's no good. Vassell coming down with the rebound. Feeds it back over to Stephon Castle. 10 on the shot clock. Castle feeds it back, and that's stolen by Hachimura. Feeds it over to Luka Doncic. Doncic feeds it back over to Hachimura here. 14 on the shot clock. Cameron Thomas for 3. That's off the back iron. No good. Wembanyama coming down with a rebound. Finding it over to Keldon Johnson. 13-7 Spurs out rebounding the Lakers right now. The Spurs actually won the rebound battle 53-45 in Game 3. Fox, he'll shoot the 2. That's no good. James coming down with the rebound. It's been a while since we saw scoring by either side. Cameron Thomas coming around with a layup. He's going to go to the line, and that's going to be 2 as that did not fall in. Castle called for his first personal foul. First team foul against the Spurs. Cameron Thomas going to go to the line, shooting 2. He's got 4:39 to play in the first here. Game 4 of this Western Conference semifinals. The Spurs leading it by 7. And that's the first one made there. And we had substitutions coming in. So Harrison Barnes, I know, checks in for the Spurs. Same with Lindy Waters. Thomas will sink them both. That's 2 for Cameron Thomas. So Fox remains in the game and will have a timeout called by the Spurs. 4:35 to play in the first. We're going to take a timeout. The Spurs leading it by 5. Coming out of timeout, we still have Doncic, Necht, Laravia, Vanderbilt, and Hayes out on the court. That is the lineup set for them. Let's see. We'll look at the Spurs lineup. As we got Harrison Barnes, Wembanyama, Fox, I know, is still out there, as well as Lindy Waters and Keldon Johnson. That is the lineup set for both teams as we're approaching 4.5 to play in the first. The Spurs leading it by 5. Wemby. He's going to come around, and he'll lose that one. Luka will come down with the steal. No points for the Spurs in nearly over 3 minutes. Next will shoot the 3. That is no good. The Lakers have not hit a shot from the field in quite some time now. De'Aaron Fox will come around. That layup is good. That's actually his first 2 points of the game. The lead is up to 7 again. As I said, Fox had 42 points in the Game 3 victory. Doncic, he'll shoot the 3. That is no good. Wembanyama coming down with the rebound. Feeds it over to Keldon Johnson. 14 on the shot clock. Feeds it back over to Wemby. Wemby, he'll put the bucket up. That's good. That is 12 for him already here in the first. As we're approaching 3:20 to play here in the first, 18-9. The Spurs on top. LaRavia, he'll shoot the 3. That's no good. Harrison Barnes coming down with the rebound. Barnes feeds it back over to Waters. Waters, he'll shoot from inside. That's no good. Jackson Hayes coming down with the rebound. Get over to Luka Doncic. Feeds it back over to Jake LaRavia here. And they're stolen by Wembanyama. That was just a careless turnover there. Gives it over to Fox. Fox will drive the run to layup. That's good. That's 4 for him already. And it's 20-9. The Spurs on top. Under 2.5 to play here in the first. Game 4, Western Conference Semifinals. Spurs leading the series 2-1. Doncic will shoot the 3. That's no good. Waters will come down with the rebound. 17-10. Spurs already in the rebound department. Fox coming around. That's in there. That's 6 for him. As we're down to the final 2 minutes here in the first. 22-9. Spurs on top. Doncic. He's going to come around and he'll finally get his first 2 points of the game. (22-11). Feeds it back over to Lindy Waters, over to De'Aaron Fox. He'll shoot the 3. That's no good. LaRavia has it for the Lakers, the former Sacramento King here, under 90 seconds to play in the first. Feeds it over to Luka Doncic, back over to Jake LaRavia. LaRavia, he'll shoot the 2, or 3, I should say. Wemby's coming down with the rebound. That's 18 rebounds already for the Spurs. As I said, they had 53 in game 3. They averaged 47.5 during the regular season. Waters will miss that one. Jackson Hayes coming down with the rebound here. Final 60 seconds to play here in the first. 22-11, the Spurs on top. Feeds it over to Jackson Hayes. Hayes coming around with the bucket. That's good. That's his first 2 points coming off the bench. So Jackson Hayes had 10 points total in Game 3. He's back over to Keldon Johnson now. Got 10 on the shot clock, 35 to play in the first. Johnson will shoot the 3. That's no good. Hayes coming down with the rebound. Keldon Johnson only 2 points on 1-4 shooting. 2 rebounds for him, though. 15 on the shot clock. We're down to the final 20 seconds to play here in the first quarter. LaRavia will shoot the 3. He'll miss it. Lindy Waters, the 3rd, coming down with the rebound. Waters feeds it back over to Johnson, over to Fox. Fox coming around with a slam dunk. 8 for him. Johnson will get the assist there as Doncic will shoot this final shot of the quarter. He'll make it. That will count too. And that is the end of the first quarter here, with the Spurs with a 24-15 lead. I hope you like what you see so far. Hit the like button, subscribe, comment on this video. We'll be back to start the second quarter right after this. All set to start the second quarter. We got Cornette, Castle, I believe that's Waters, Sohan, and maybe Barnes out on the court for the Spurs. Yeah, that is Harrison Barnes. All right. And then we have Dalton Knecht, Gabe Vincent, as you see, that's Stephon Castle with the. See the Spurs shooting 12 of 27, 6 of 23 for the Lakers so far in this game. As Castle will get his first 2 points of the second quarter. LeBron James with the bucket there. He starts the second quarter. He has 7 already. They're leading the team right now. Lindy Waters the third. He'll shoot the 3. That is no good. LeBron coming down with the rebound. So it is LeBron, Jackson Hayes, Vanderbilt, Gabe Vincent, and Dalton Knecht. That's the lineup set for the Lakers. You see Jackson Hayes. He'll get the slam dunk there. LeBron will get the assist there. So that's 4 points for Hayes already. Stephon Castle feeds it back over to Lindy Waters the third, 15 on the shot clock. Waters, he'll shoot the 3. That's no good. Jackson Hayes coming down with the rebound. And there's a shot right there over to Dalton Knecht. Knecht feeds it over to Vanderbilt. Finding it over to LeBron James. James coming around. He's trying to drive it. He will drive the layup. That's good. And the Lakers within 3, or 5, I should say. That's 9 points for LBJ. 2 minutes into the second quarter here. Game 4 of this Western Conference Semifinals. Spurs leading the series 2-1. Luke Cornett will get his first points off the bench there. Let's see. Cornett actually had only 3 rebounds. He had no points in the game. As you see LeBron James with a slam dunk there. He already has 6 points already here in the second quarter. That's 11 for him. He scored 6 of the 8 points so far the Lakers have scored. Harrison Barnes from inside shot. That's in and out. Jackson Hayes coming down with the rebound. Gabe Vincent has it here. Vincent feeds it over to James. James, no good. Harrison Barnes coming around with it. Feeds it back over to Stephon Castle. Castle feeds it over to Waters. He'll shoot the 3. He'll drain the 3. Timeout, Lakers. We're going to take one as well. 8:57 to play in the second. 31-23, Spurs on top. Lineup changes. We're coming out of timeout, but we won't see it anyway. Let's look at the league leaders during the playoffs. De'Aaron Fox, 4th in the league right now. 31.7 points a game on average. So we're going to see here. Luka checks back into the game. So it is Hayes, Luka, Dalton Knecht, LeBron, and I think Vanderbilt. As LeBron James with another bucket there. That's 8 of them already. 8 points already here. He has 13 in total. Luka had the assist. De'Aaron Fox checking back into the game now. That layup is no good. Doncic coming down with the rebound. You hear defense right now. Feeds it back over to LeBron. 8 on the shot clock. James. That's in there. That's a 3-pointer for LeBron. That's 16 for him. And the Lakers within 3. Fox coming around the layup. That's good. That's his first points of the second quarter. He has 10 total. You see Doncic with it right here. 15 on the shot clock. Feeds it back over to LeBron. LeBron, that layup, that's good. Make that 18 for him. He has 18. Victor Wembanyama with 10. Wemby has 12 actually. Fox has 10. Castle, he'll shoot the 3. He'll drain the 3. Woo, Stephon Castle. That's 7 for him. And a lead up to 6 again. Luka feeding it over to LeBron. LeBron over to Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt with the layup. That's in there. Jared Vanderbilt. His first points of the game. 14 of 32 for the Lakers, 15 of 32 for the Spurs. Vanderbilt actually had no points in Game 3, so that's his first points here in San Antonio. As you see, there's a miss right there. Feeds it back over to LeBron. Ten on the shot clock here, 6:30 to play. And LeBron with another three. He has 16 already in this quarter, and that's 21 total. Timeout, San Antonio. We're going to take one as well. 6:22 to play in the second. 36-35, Spurs on top. Let's look at the lineup set here coming out of timeout. So Doncic, Thomas, Hachimura, and I believe Ayton checks back into the game. And for the Spurs, Wembanyama will check back in for him. Wemby had 12 points. Well, let me tell you something, though. It kind of had to motivate seeing Wembanyama in real life, seeing SGA get that MVP award. You see Castle for three. That's no good. Ayton coming down with the rebound. Chance for the Lakers to take the first lead since 5-2. Before the Spurs went on a 9-0 run. And Doncic, he'll get the bucket, and that's exactly what will happen here. Luka averaging 27.4 a game. And that's his first points in the second quarter. He has 6 in this game. And there's a three. Harrison Barnes will shoot the three there. That's his first points of the game. And it's 39-37. Doncic, he'll shoot the three. He'll drain the three. And just like that, Lakers on top again. That's 9 points for Luka in this game. Luka only had 13 points in that Game 3 loss. Vassell. He'll shoot the three. That is no good. DeAndre Ayton coming down with the rebound. Spurs led by as many as 11 at one point in this game. Lakers only had a 3-point lead. That was their largest, and that was 5-2, as I mentioned earlier, before the Spurs went on a 9-0 run. To control the rest of that first quarter. Doncic feeding over to Hachimura. He'll shoot the three. That is in and out. Barnes coming down with the rebound. Under 5 to play until halftime. Barnes feeds it back over to Fox. Fox coming with the and one opportunity here, as that's Ayton's second personal foul. First team foul in the second quarter. Two shots. I like that. That sounds like the Stone Cold. Wash it down with one beer. 2 beers. That stuff. As you see, Castle is going to go to the bench. Sohan checking back into the game. Fox will sink them both. He has 12 in this game. And the Spurs retake the lead. Under 4.5 to play in the second. DeAndre Ayton. We got 10 on the shot clock. Feeds it over to Luka. He'll shoot the three. He'll drain the three. Luka Doncic. Ooh, boy. He has 12 in this game now. And the Lakers on top again. 4 minutes to play until halftime. We have 8 on the shot clock. De'Aaron looking to try to drive it. He'll fish it over to Sohan. Sohan will shoot the three. That's no good. DeAndre Ayton coming down with the rebound. Gives it over to Cameron Thomas. LeBron feeds it back over to Ayton, over to Doncic. He'll shoot the three. He'll make the three. We have a timeout called. Timeout Spurs. 3:34 to play in the second. 46-41, Lakers on top. Coming out of the timeout here, Dalton Necht coming in for LeBron James. And that is the only substitution coming out of timeout here. 46-41, Spurs on top, or Lakers on top. Part of a 7-0 run right now. I know, they got a 6-0 run. Is it over to Harrison Barnes? Barnes feeds it back over to Sohan. Over to Devin Vassell. Fox, he'll shoot the three. That is no good. DeAndre Ayton coming down with it. Dalton Necht Rebounds, 22 apiece now for each team as DeAndre Ayton coming down. Cameron Thomas with the assist. That's 4 points for DeAndre Ayton, the former number 1 pick back in 2018 of the Phoenix Suns. Wemby has not scored a single point in this second quarter. He'll fish it over to Fox. Fox will miss that one. Ayton coming down with the rebound. Gives it over to Luka Doncic. You hear that crowd already get restless here. There's a miss right there. It's an 8-0 run right now for the Lakers. Vassell, that shot is good. Devin Vassell. 6 lead changes, 2 ties. That is Vassell's first points of the game. Here the defense chance over to Luka. Feeds it back over to Necht. He'll shoot the 3. That is no good. Wembanyama coming down with the rebound. Feeds it back over to Harrison Barnes. Harrison Barnes will shoot the 3. That is no good. DeAndre Ayton coming down with the rebound. Luka has it. Luka, 16 points, 15 points in this game. 11 of them already here in the second quarter. As Cameron Thomas is going to go to the line as Wembanyama will be called for his first personal foul. That's the second team foul called against the Spurs here. We look at the league leader field goal percentages. DeAndre Ayton had just a little over 80% shooting during the regular season as Cameron Thomas going to go to the line, shooting 2. He'll sink the first one here. LaRabia checking in for the Lakers for Dalton Necht. And for the Spurs, we see Keldon Johnson checking back into the game. Stephon Castle and Devin Vassell also check back into the game, or Vassell checks back into the game. Castle, I think, moves position as that's 1 of 2 made. Castle feeds it back over to Vassell. He'll shoot the 3. That is no good. Feeds it back over to Doncic. Doncic. Over to Hachimura, back over to Doncic. He'll shoot the 3, and that is no good. Castle coming down with the rebound here. Minute 15 to play. 49-43, Lakers on top. Castle feeds it over to Wemby, and Wemby's going to go to the line, shooting 2. Cameron Thomas called for his first personal foul. That's the second team foul called against the Lakers here in the second quarter. Wemby, as I said, has not tallied any points so far in this game. In the second quarter, I should say. Look at the scoring breakdown. 6 3-pointers made and 8 post points, 8 for the Lakers. So the Lakers are looking to try to go back home even in this series. As you see, Wemby hits the first one. That's 13 for him in this game. First points of the second quarter. Or the second quarter, I should say, yes. Wemby. He'll sink them both. 63 seconds to play. That is 14 for him. So we're under a minute to play until halftime here. Cameron Thomas, only 3 points, all of them from the line so far. Hachimura. He's back over to Doncic. He'll shoot the 3. He'll drain the 3 again. That's 18 for him. 14 of those coming here in the second quarter. 52-45. Lakers on top. 15 on the shot clock for De'Aaron Fox and company. Trailing by 7. Fox feeds it back over to Johnson. Johnson will give it over to Fox. He'll shoot the 3. That is no good. Hachimura coming down with the rebound. Shot clock turned off. Luka has it. Luka feeds it back over to Cameron Thomas. Thomas. He's going to dish it over to Ayton. Ayton will shoot the 3. That is off the back iron. That's no good, and that will do it for the first half. The Lakers are leading the Spurs 52-45. The Lakers 1 half away from sending this series back to Los Angeles tied at 2. I hope you like what you see so far. If you do, hit the like button, comment on this video. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so yet. And if you like what you see and you want to donate to me support me financially right now, there is a link in the description down below for the Cash App, as you see the fan missing that half-court shot for $10,000. I think I've only seen 3 or 4 people actually hit that shot, by the way. But I digress. We're going to set it to halftime. We'll see you guys in the second half. Back here to start the third quarter here in San Antonio. The Lakers leading at 52-45. As LeBron James, we're seeing some of his highlights here. LeBron has, let me see here. LeBron, I know, had 5 points in that first quarter. He's having himself a game. Same with Luka Doncic right now, as we see the starting lineups out for both teams. Both Luka and LeBron have 18, by the way. Starting at 5 for both teams, as you see Doncic, Thomas, Ayton, LeBron, and Hachimura out on the court. And for the Spurs, we got Fox, Castle, Vassell, Johnson, and Wemby. That's the lineup set for both teams. Start the third quarter, Ayton fishing it over to Hachimura, back over to Doncic. He'll shoot he'll give it up. Hachimura, he'll shoot the 3. That is no good. Wembanyama coming down with the rebound. That's 16 for him. He had 14 in that first half. 14 points, 15 rebounds. He's close to another 20-20 game. They shoot it back over to Wembanyama. Wemby coming around. That is good. And the first points of the second half go to the Spurs here. Wembanyama gets his first 2 points there in the third quarter. He has 16 total. Ayton. 13 on the shot clock. Feed it over to Luka. 10 on the shot clock, back over to Hachimura. He'll shoot the 3. That's off the back iron. Castle coming down with the rebound. Lakers led by as many as 7 in that first half. For the Spurs, they had an 11-point lead, and that's going to go out of bounds. Laker ball, careless turnover for Castle. Mitch Johnson not happy there. Yeah, Cameron Thomas feeding it over to DeAndre Ayton. Back over to Luka Doncic. Over to Cameron Thomas. Back to Doncic here. 13 on the shot clock. Ayton. 10 on the shot clock. Doncic. 5 on the shot clock. And there's an alley-oop. DeAndre Ayton with the dunk there. That's 6 for him. Fox holding on to that one right now. 2 minutes into the second quarter. Or third quarter, I should say. Wemby for 3. That is... That is 20. That is 19 for him. Never mind. Doncic coming around, feeds it over to Ayton. Ayton will have the slam dunk there. That's 8 for him. The Lakers shooting 48% right now. The Spurs 54%. The Lakers shot 47% in Game 3, which was a far cry better than Game 2. As you see, there's a miss right there. Wemby will get the slam dunk off the offensive rebound. That's 21 for him. And the Spurs within 4. Jones feeding it back over to Ayton, and Ayton will get the layup there, and that's 10 for him. Lead up to 6. We have a timeout called by the Spurs here. 8:55 to play in the third. Lakers leading at 58-52. We'll be back. Coming out of timeout here. We're just over 3 minutes into the third quarter. 58-52. The Lakers on top. Game 4 of this Western Conference semifinals with the Spurs leading the series 2-1. Spurs are looking to try to go up 3-1 as they head back to L.A. For the Lakers, they want to head home tied at 2 and take home court back. Vassell feeding it over to Fox, back over to Wembanyama, who's already off to a good start here in the second quarter. Vassell feeds it back over to Johnson. Johnson, he'll get the layup. That's good. Spurs within 4. Keldon Johnson, that's 4 points for him. Let's see, for Keldon Johnson, he actually had 23 points. And there's a miss right there. Castle coming down with the rebound. Leads it back over to Keldon Johnson. Johnson, he'll put the layup up. That's good. Spurs within 2. 6 points for Keldon Johnson now. Doncic feeds it over to Ayton. Ayton back over to LeBron. 13 on the shot clock. LeBron James, 8 on the shot clock, feeds it back over to LeBron again. Doncic had it for a second, 5 on the shot clock. James, he'll shoot the 3. That's no good. Wembanyama coming down with the rebound. De'Aaron Fox feeds it back over to Keldon Johnson. Johnson scored the last 4 points. Coming around the layup. That's the last 6 points, and we are tied at 58. 8 points for Keldon Johnson on 4 of 8 shooting, plus 15 out on the court. James, he'll shoot the 3. That's no good. Johnson coming down with the rebound. He still has it. He'll feed it over to De'Aaron Fox. Fox feeds it back over to Castle, over to Johnson. 5 on the shot clock. De'Aaron Fox will shoot the 3. That is no good. LeBron James coming down with the rebound. Over 5 minutes into the third quarter, tied at 58. Doncic will shoot the 3. That is no good. Wembanyama coming down with the rebound again. Feeds it back over to Fox. Fox with the layup. He's going to go to the line, and Ayton will be called for the foul there. That's his 3rd personal foul. First team foul for the Lakers. Fox with only 12 points in this game has a chance to maybe get his first points in the second half. And to give the Spurs the lead again. And he'll miss the first one. And he'll sink the second one, though. So the Spurs are on top for the first time in the second half. First time since 41-40. And that is a 7-0 run coming out of that timeout. LeBron, he's coming around. He'll put the jump shot up. That's good, and the Lakers are on top again. That's LeBron's first points of the second half. He has 23 in this game, I should say, and I believe that's Vassell that has the bucket there. And the Spurs retake the lead 61-60 as we all have a timeout called by the Lakers. We're going to take another one as well. 6:06 to play in the third. The Spurs lead it 61-60. As we come out of the timeout here, 6:06 to play in the third. 20 on the shot clock for the Lakers here. Trailing by 1 now. They led by 7 coming out of the half. A 16-8 run for the Spurs so far to start this first half of the third quarter. Luka feeds it back over to Ayton, back over to LeBron James as we're now officially halfway through the third quarter. Over to Ottermer, he'll shoot the 3. That is no good. Wembanyama coming down with the rebound. Vassell feeds it back over to Johnson. Johnson back over to Fox. Fox, he'll lose it as Cameron Thomas will come down with the steal over to LeBron James. LeBron coming around from the free throw line. That is no good. Ottermer getting the offensive rebound. Back over to LeBron. 10 on the shot clock. He's holding on to that one right now. LeBron being guarded by Victor Wembanyama. LeBron, he'll shoot the 3. He'll drain the 3. That's 26 for him. And it's 63-61. Lakers on top again. Vassell. That is no good. DeAndre Ayton coming down with the rebound over to Luka Doncic. 5 minutes to play here in the third. 63-61, Lakers on top. Luka, he'll miss that one. Stephen Castle coming down with the rebound. Feeds it back over to De'Aaron Fox. As I say, Fox with the layup. That's good. That's 15 for him. And 29 minutes of play, and we're tied at 63. Cameron Thomas dishing it over to Doncic. Doncic back over to James. He'll shoot the three. That is no good. De'Aaron Fox feeds it back over to Keldon Johnson, over to Wembanyama. Feeds it back over to Fox. 15 on the shot clock. You got 10 on the shot clock now. 4:14 to play in the third. Fox coming around the layup. That's good. De'Aaron Fox. That's 17 for him. And the Spurs retake the lead. 26 of 59 for the Lakers shooting. LeBron, he'll shoot the three. That is no good. Wembanyama coming down with the rebound. Feeds it back over to Johnson. Johnson over to Fox. Fox once again. Another bucket. 6 unanswered. 19 for De'Aaron. In fact, actually, De'Aaron Fox has had those 6 straight points. LeBron, that's no good. Wembanyama coming down with the rebound. Back over to Keldon Johnson. Johnson feeds it over to Castle. Castle with the slam dunk. That's an 8-0 run. Nine points for Stephon Castle. And we'll have a timeout called by the Lakers. 3:08 to play in the third. An 8-0 run by the Spurs. They lead it by 6. We're going to take a timeout. We are coming out of the timeout here. Let's look at the lineup set. We got Doncic, Neck, LaRavia, Vanderbilt, and Hayes, followed by the Spurs lineup set. Let's see. We got Fox, Castle, Johnson, and not sure who else that is out there. Maybe Harrison Barnes, I think. Could be wrong. I know Barnes is out there. So that could be him that was actually out there. I don't like it when the lineups just go by like that. They said over to Doncic now. 8-0 run currently by the Spurs. Doncic will shoot the three. That is no good. Wembanyama coming down with the rebound again. Back over to Harrison Barnes. Barnes fish it over to Wemby. Wemby, he'll put the shot up. That's no good. Vanderbilt coming down with the rebound. Luka has it as he's going to get ready to cross the half-court line. Feeds it over to LaRavia. LaRavia, 15 on the shot clock. Back over to Doncic. He'll shoot the three. That's no good. Wembanyama coming down with the rebound. Back over to Harrison Barnes. Barnes, that shot is no good. Vanderbilt coming down with the rebound. Fish it over to Dalton. Neck feeds it back over to LaRavia. Back to Vanderbilt. Over to Neck. Back to Vanderbilt, I should say. 10 on the shot clock over to Doncic. He'll shoot the two. That is no good. Wembanyama crashing the rebounds again. He had a playoff record, 28 rebounds. A league record, by the way, of 28 rebounds in Game 3 against the Clippers. Looks like he could break that record. Feeds it over, and that's stolen by Fox. Fishing it over to Castle. Castle coming around with the slam dunk. That's a 10-0 run by the Spurs. And I believe that is now 11 for Stephon Castle. The lead is up to 8 for the Spurs. They're led by as many as 11. Doncic feeds it back over to Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt back over to Hayes here. 5 on the shot clock. Over to Doncic. He'll shoot the three. That is no good. Wembanyama coming down with the rebound. Back over to Stephon Castle. Fishes over to LeBron James. Over to Johnson. He'll shoot the three. He'll drain the three. Keldon Johnson. That's 11 for him. And that's a 13-0 run for the Spurs, and the lead is up to 11 once again. Doncic, and he'll stop the bleeding there. That's actually his first points of the second half of the third quarter. He has 20 in this game, and the lead down to 9 again. Barnes, he'll shoot the three. That is no good. Luka coming down with the rebound. 20 on the shot clock, 25 to play here in the third. 74-65, Spurs on top. There's over to Laravia. He'll shoot the three. He'll miss it. Shot clock turned off as Castle has it, crossing the half-court line. Castle. He'll put the bucket up. That's in there. Stephon Castle. That's 13 for him in this game. There's a shot for three for Luka. No good. The Spurs will end the quarter on a 15-2 run. They now lead it by 11 as we head to the fourth quarter. If you like what you see, hit the like button, comment on this video, and hit that subscribe button. We'll be back to start the fourth quarter right after this. Back here in San Antonio, we start off with the State Farm assist of the game. That goes to Victor Wembanyama. Or no. That's Lindy Waters. I'll get the assist of the game there. Time for the fourth quarter here. Vanderbilt, LeBron, Gabe Vincent, Jackson Hayes, and Dalton Knecht are there. 5 for the Lakers out on the court. LeBron, that's good for him. His first points in the fourth quarter. Gabe Vincent, as we see Fox, Vassell, Cornette, Barnes, and Sohan. I believe that is now, you see Cornette will go to the line shooting two as Hayes will call for his first personal foul. Let's see for LeBron though. 26, he has 28 now. Cornette has 2 points, and those came in that second quarter. We're going to be back into the Eastern Conference in our next video, as Cornette will hit the first one. First free throw. We have Game 4 between the Milwaukee Bucks and the Detroit Pistons from Little Caesars Arena. Can the Bucks complete the sweep? They have won 7 games in a row since losing the first game to the Indiana Pacers in this season played through first round. And now they have the Pistons on the ropes. As you see, Cornette will sink them both. 4 points for Luke Cornette. And there's Jarrett Vanderbilt, and he'll get the bucket in there. That's 4 for him. The lead back down to 9. Over to Harrison Barnes. 15 on the shot clock. Leads it back over to Devin Vassell. Vassell, he'll shoot the three. That is in and out. Vanderbilt coming down with the rebound here. 11 to play here in the fourth. 78-69. Spurs on top. Spurs are looking to hold on and go back to L.A., leading the series 3-1. LeBron, that bucket's in there. That's 30 for him. Points for LeBron. Over to Fox. He'll shoot the three. That is no good. Jackson Hayes coming down with the rebound. Get it over to Dalton Knecht. He's back over to LeBron. LeBron back over to Gabe Vincent. Vincent feeding back to LeBron James again. 10 on the shot clock. 5 on the shot clock here. LeBron. He'll shoot the three, and that is no good. Luke Cornette coming down with the rebound. Feeds it over to LeBron James. Over to Sohan. Sohan with the slam dunk. That's his first points of the game. Look at that. 30-72 for the Lakers. 33-72 for the Spurs. LeBron feeds it back over to Knecht. And that's over to Jarrett Vanderbilt. 10 on the shot clock. Lead up to 9 once again for the Spurs. Knecht will shoot the three. That is no good. Vassell coming down with the rebound. Vassell feeds it back over to Sohan. Sohan, he'll get the bucket. That's 4 for him. And the lead up to 11 once again. Matches their largest lead on different number of occasions. Lakers led by as many as 7. Jackson Hayes feeds it back over to Gabe Vincent. 6 on the shot clock. Gabe Vincent. He'll shoot the three. That's off the back iron. Harrison Barnes coming down with the rebound here. 9 minutes to play here in the fourth. Still plenty of game to play, by the way. Fox feeds it back over to Vassell here. 10 on the shot clock. De'Aaron. Coming around, he'll shoot the jump shot. That's good. De'Aaron Fox. That's 21 for him in this game. 16 of them in the paint, and the Spurs have their largest lead. Gabe Vincent coming around. That's a layup that's good for him. That's Gabe Vincent's first 2 points of the game. Vassell. He's coming around. And that is a reach-in foul called against Jarrett Vanderbilt. First for Vanderbilt, second team foul. You see Doncic checking back into the game for Gabe Vincent. And let's see here. We got Johnson and Barnes. So Johnson checks back into the game. Coming around. It's De'Aaron Fox with another bucket there. That's 23 for him. Lead up to 13 again. Matching their largest lead at 13. Vanderbilt coming around the layup. That's good. That's 4 points for him, for Jarrett Vanderbilt in this game. All 4 of those coming here in the fourth quarter here. 7.5 to play here in the fourth. 86-75. Spurs on top. Harrison Barnes coming around. That is no good. Vanderbilt will come down with the rebound. Luka Doncic has it, feeding it over to LeBron James. 15 on the shot clock. 10 on the shot clock. James feeds it over to Necht. He'll shoot the 3. He'll drain the 3. That's actually Dalton Necht's first points of the game. So Lakers within 8. 5 quick points for the Lakers. Here to Let's Go Spurs. Barnes will shoot the 3. That's in and out. Hayes coming down with the rebound. LBJ has it. He has 30 in this game. Feeds it back over to Necht. Back to Doncic. Doncic, he'll shoot the bucket. That is no good. Barnes coming down with the rebound. Feeds it back over to De'Aaron Fox. Cornette. 10 on the shot clock. Vassell, he'll shoot the 3. That is no good. Jackson Hayes coming down with the rebound. Feeds it over to LeBron James. James coming around with the layup. That's good. 32 for him. I believe that's a 9-0 run. I know 7-0 run, but that comes to an end with De'Aaron Fox's points there. I believe that's 25 for him now. In there, back over to Jackson Hayes. Feeds it over to LeBron. He'll shoot the 3. That is no good. Fox coming down with the rebound. 5.5 to play here in the fourth. Fox coming around. That's going to be a foul there. Doncic will be called for his first personal foul. 13th foul for the Lakers in this fourth quarter. Fox at 25 points. 5:28 to play here in the fourth. His team up. Look at that. 60 points in the paint. 24 fast break points as make that 26 for him. It's funny, we look at points in the paint here. 64 it was the total for the Spurs in Game 3. We have a slew of substitutions for both teams coming out. Fox will sink them both. 27 now for De'Aaron Fox. He had 37 in game, or 42 in Game 3. Leads it back over to LeBron James. LeBron coming around. He'll have his way there, and Lakers within 8. I believe that's 34 for LeBron now. Here to Let's Go Spurs now. And there, Fox coming around. That's in there. That's 10 of them already for him. That is 29, I believe now. Doncic coming around the layup. That's in there. Luka Doncic getting his first points in the fourth quarter. That's 22 for Luka. Luka, despite playing hurt, had a lot better effort in this game than he did in Game 3. De'Aaron Fox will miss that one as LeBron will come down with the rebound. Feeds it back over to Cam Thomas. Back over to LeBron James here. 10 on the shot clock. Feeds it over to Doncic. He'll shoot the three. He'll make the three. Ooh, Luka. That's 25 for him in this game. As you see Stephen Castle here. Lead down to 5 now. Ayton feeds it over to Cameron Thomas. Back over to LeBron. LeBron will lose that one, and that's going to go out of bounds, and that will still remain Laker ball. Looks like Johnson got a piece of it. But the Spurs were up by as many as 13 a few minutes ago. The Lakers have cut it to within 5. We go over to DeAndre Ayton here, 3.5 to play. Back over to Doncic. He'll shoot the three. That's off the front rim, but they'll get the offensive rebound. Hachimura will miss that one. Vassell coming down with the rebound. Johnson back over to Wemby. Wemby with the slam dunk. That's his first 2 points of this fourth quarter. He has 23. Lead up to 7 again. LeBron feeds it back over to Doncic. He'll shoot the three. That's off the back iron. Wemby coming down with the rebound. Fox feeds it back over to Wembanyama. Feeds it over to Fox. 8 on the shot clock. Dishes it back over to Keldon Johnson. Johnson feeds it over to Wemby. Wemby will miss that one. DeAndre Ayton coming down with the rebound. Feeds it back over to LeBron. LeBron, oh, he should have just taken the layup there. Hachimura, he'll shoot the three. He'll drain the three. Lakers within 4. That's Rui Hachimura's first points of the game. And that could not come at a better time for the Lakers. They're within 4. Vassell feeds it back over to Castle. He'll shoot the three. He'll drain the three. Ooh, LeBron with the bucket there. That's 36 for him. But no, I was looking at the stats for Stephen Castle. Huge three-pointer there. There's Fox for 3. He'll drain that one. I believe that's 32. We'll have a timeout called. 1:38 to play in the fourth. The Spurs lead it by 8. So we come out of a timeout here. Minute 38 to play in the fourth. It's an 8-point lead for the Spurs. Fox hit the three-pointer. I believe that's now at 32 for him. And I was looking at Stephen Castle's stats for a second. And he is actually at 16 points now after that three earlier. LeBron, that's a miss right there. Wembanyama coming down with the rebound. Minute and a half to play here in the fourth. Fox, he's coming around, feeds it, and that's going to go out of bounds. And that is a very careless turnover because guess what? The Lakers are now just going to inbound it just under the bucket. Good chance for them to get some easy points there. The Lakers are not going away in this game. They had it to within 4 after being down by 13 earlier in the fourth. Ayton feeds it back over to Doncic. Doncic back over to LeBron. He'll shoot the three. That is in there. LeBron James, 13 already here in the fourth quarter. I believe that's 39 for him. Fox coming around, feeds it over to Castle. He'll shoot the three. That's no good. Hachimura. Chance for the Lakers to get to within 3, maybe 2. They can hit a three-pointer as we're under a minute to play. LeBron feeds it over to Ayton. Ayton back over to Thomas. Back over to LeBron James. Back to Hachimura. 2 on the shot clock. LeBron will shoot the three. That's no good. Wembanyama coming down with the rebound, and Luka will foul. That's his second personal foul for Doncic. Look at that, rebounds in a playoff game. Actually, I think that's a franchise record. Now that's 29 rebounds. That breaks his own franchise record, by the way. And There's Luka again. He's going to send Fox to the line. We hear the MVP chants here. He's at 32 points already. And he'll hit the first one. It's 101-95. And he'll miss that one. So De'Aaron Fox is at 33 points now. He's back over to Doncic. He'll shoot the three. That's no good. Vassell coming down the rebound. And Hachimura, he's going to send De'Aaron Fox back to the line. We hear more MVP chants. "33 points, as you can see, for De'Aaron Fox. Wembanyama, 23 points and 29 rebounds. He has a chance for a 20-30 game, as that's a miss right there. Shot clock, by the way, is turned off. Fox will sink the second one, as we'll have a timeout called. 34 points for De'Aaron Fox. Spurs lead it by 7. We're going to take a timeout as well. We are coming out of the timeout here. 102-95, Spurs on top. 18 and a half seconds left to play. Unless something really happens. It's still a 3-possession game, by the way. But they do have to get a quick shot in, and it doesn't matter whether it's a 2 or 3. They just need to get the shot quickly. They can't take their time. Doncic will miss that one. Wembanyama will get his 30th rebound of the game, and Spurs don't have to do anything. They can hold on to it, and they will. They're going to walk away with the 102-95 victory. They're going to take Game 4. They take both games at home, and now they have a commanding series lead. They have the Lakers on the ropes. They lead this series 3-1. And they have a chance to close it out on the road in Los Angeles in our next video. Stay tuned, everybody. We're going to see the player of the game and then the post-game player statistics right after this. It's time for the post-game player statistics brought to you by 2K Sports. We have De'Aaron Fox, 34 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists and a steal, followed by Victor Wembanyama, 23 points, 30 rebounds. That is now a new franchise record for rebounds in the game. He broke his own by 2. By the way, 23, as I said, 23, 30, and 2 steals. Stephon Castle, 16 rebounds, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. Keldon Johnson with 11 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists. Devin Vassell, 4 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. Jeremy Sohan, 4 points. Luke Cornett had 4 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist. Harrison Barnes with 3 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists. Lindy Waters III, 3 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists. Kelly Olynyk, Carter Bryant, Julian Champagnie, and Jordan McLaughlin did not play for the San Antonio Spurs. And now for the Los Angeles Lakers, they're led by LeBron James. Game high, 39 points, 5 rebounds, 8 assists. Luka Doncic with 25 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. DeAndre Ayton a double-double, 10 points, 14 rebounds, 3 assists. Jared Vanderbilt, 6 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, followed by Jackson Hayes with 4 points, 9 rebounds, 1 assist. Cam Thomas, 3 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, and a steal. Rui Hachimura, 3 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal. Dalton Knecht, 3 points and 1 assist, followed by Gabe Vincent with 2 points and an assist. LaRavia, no points. He only had 1 turnover on 0-4 shooting in 10 minutes of play. Maxi Kleber, Adal Thiero, and Bronny James Jr. did not play for the Los Angeles Lakers, and that will do it for your post-game player statistics. And we're back in the Eastern Conference for our next video here. Game 4 between the Milwaukee Bucks and the Detroit Pistons. The Bucks lead the series 3-0. Can the Bucks sweep the Pistons, or can the Pistons send this series back to a Game 5 in Milwaukee? We'll find out. Game 4, Bucks, Pistons. Be there or be squared. If you like what you see, hit the like button, as well as comment on this video. And also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, as well as click on the bell icon right next to that subscribe button to receive notifications when my videos do drop. And also, if you are inclined to support me financially, there is a link in the description down below to my Cash App, as well as where you can follow me on Instagram and X. And with that, I want to remind everybody the final score of the game. The San Antonio Spurs, behind a 34-point performance by De'Aaron Fox and a 23-point and 30-rebound performance by Victor Wembanyama, come away with a Game 4 victory. They lead that series 3-1. They defeat the Lakers 102-95. I am Vinny from vdubproductions, and I am signing off.